First, the main points. Morocco's efforts to overcome socio-economic challenges posed by COVID-19 are highlighted in Vienna. Several openings of general consulates in Morocco's southern provinces demonstrate growing international recognition of the Moroccanness of the Sahara, says a Serbian expert. And destination fairs and will shed light on craftsmanship in the old Medina of the city. Good afternoon. A total of 159 new cases of coronavirus infection and 277 recoveries have been recorded in the past 24 hours in Morocco. 4,225,318 people have been vaccinated against COVID-19 so far, while 1,767,472 people have received the second dose of the vaccine. 10 new deaths were recorded in 24 hours. Permanent representative to the international organization in Vienna, Ambassador Azdin Farhan, has highlighted in the Austrian capital the efforts made by Morocco to face the socio-economic challenges posed by the coronavirus pandemic. Speaking at a meeting under the theme Post-COVID Recovery Opportunities and Challenges for Security and Regional Cooperation, heralding the first meeting of the Mediterranean partners with the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, Farhan stressed that Morocco, under the leadership of His Majesty King Mohammed VI, has adopted comprehensive proactive measures to stem the spread of the virus. These measures include the state of health emergency, the production and distribution of masks, as well as medical and pharmaceutical supplies, the creation of the Mohammed VI Fund for Investment, the support of the public and private sectors, the improvement of the business climate and thoroughly reform public enterprises, and finally the major national vaccination plan. Morocco has extended the nationwide night curfew by 2 more weeks. The measure is in line with Morocco's preventive measures against the spread of COVID-19. The new extension will take effect starting tonight at 9 p.m. This decision is made on the basis of the recommendations of the Scientific and Technical Commission concerning the need to maintain the necessary measures to fight against the coronavirus. The House of Representatives has unanimously approved the framework bill on social protection in the presence of the Minister of Economy, Finance and Administration Reform, Mohammed Ben Chaboun. Speaking on this occasion, Ben Chaboun welcomed the outcome of the vote, which he said will give us the necessary strength to move forward in the implementation of this major social reform, which constitutes a real social revolution and a decisive turning point in the process of reforming social protection in the kingdom. The aim is to improve the direct impact of this social protection on citizens, to reduce poverty and vulnerability, as well as to support the purchasing power of households, he pointed out. The presidency of the Public Prosecutor's Office has launched in Agadir the territorial protocol to provide care for women victims of violence, part of the implementation of the commitments of the Marrakesh Declaration to End Violence Against Women, signed on March the 8th, 2020, at a ceremony chaired by Her Royal Highness Princess Lala Mariam, President of the National Union of Women of Morocco. The aim of the declaration is to deploy efforts to ensure justice to women victims of violence at the territorial level. Providing multifunctional spaces and improving the care provided to women victims of violence are among the commitments taken in the Marrakesh Declaration. And the Islamic World Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization ISESCO has recently proclaimed 2021 as the Year of Women. On the occasion, a ceremony was held in the headquarters of ISESCO in Rabat to celebrate women and their achievements at the national, regional and international level. Chaine with more details.
تطيب لنا الدنيا بطيب نسائنا With high-caliber music, ISESCO has celebrated high-profile women. In a ceremony held virtually and face-to-face, ISESCO has proclaimed 2021 as the Year of Women. With the presence of several female leaders, this event has highlighted women's achievements in various fields from the Islamic world and beyond. ISESCO's Dr. Sidra Tariq Jamil, communications expert at the Department of Dialogue and Cultural Diversity, speaks on the occasion.
We at the Islamic World Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization celebrated the achievements of women in different fields by launching the Year of Women 2021. ISESCO underscores the importance of women's leadership in policy making and also reaffirms the role of women in shaping regional and global affairs. In the launch of the ISESCO Women's Year 2021, which is titled Women for the Future, we are having tremendous support by influential women such as First Ladies, Princesses, Ministers, leaders of international organizations, and other public intellectuals. ISESCO takes great pride in recognizing and appreciating women leadership in the Islamic world. Director General of the ISESCO, Dr. Salim Al-Malik, also believes that young women can be trailblazers for women empowerment in both the Islamic world and elsewhere. He also believes that the participation of young women in policy making will be crucial for the sustainable development in the Islamic world. We hope by celebrating this Year of the Women, the ISESCO can inspire many more women to play active roles in national, regional, and international affairs. Looking ahead, ISESCO will continue to be a central hub for women advancement, mentorship, and gender equality.
The celebration of Women's Year, as ISESCO's Director General has affirmed, is not a trivial decision. This choice was crowned with merit for pioneering roles played and assumed by women before and during the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. With unwavering efforts, women have proven throughout history, and they keep showing that they hold great potential and have the ability to bear the hardest responsibilities. And for that, they deserve empowerment, support, and recognition.
The human rights violations committed by the Polisario militia against the Sahrawi populations in the Tindouf camps with the complicity of Algeria have been denounced once again before the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva. Several organizations and human rights activists who spoke throughout the 46th session of the Human Rights Council to shed light on the terror and repression prevailing in the camps of Tindouf highlighted Algeria's responsibility in the violations and abuses perpetrated by the separatist militia on Algerian territory. Several openings of general consulates in Morocco's southern provinces demonstrate the growing international recognition of the Moroccanness of the Sahara, said Mihailo Vucic, research fellow at the Institute of the International Politics and Economics of the University of Belgrade. These diplomatic representations were opened in Dakhla and Laayoune by 20 African, Arab and American countries, including the USA, he pointed out. And the USA announced investments through the International Development Finance Corporation of around $5 billion for the promotion of economic and business opportunities in the region, he said, adding that the new Biden administration is expected to build on the tripartite agreement signed with Morocco and Israel for further economic development in the southern Moroccan provinces and beyond in sub-Saharan Africa. It seems that the other side in the dispute, the Polisario movement, cannot keep the pace with these various Moroccan diplomatic initiatives, he noted, while warning against the possible spillover effect of terrorist activities from the wider Sahel region. And let's go to Fez now, where our team from the English desk met with Fez lovers and artisans. Fatem Zahra Basgher and her guest talk about the craft tradition in the spiritual city and other related topics.
The crafts of Fez is one of the best industries in the world. It's ancestral and it's divided into different sectors, including leather, pottery, decoration and carpets. I visited Fez to meet with Abdel Fattah Sfar. He's from a family of artisanal background. He explained to me how the craftsmanship in Fez is unique and incomparable.
Historically speaking, Fez has been a destination of immigration from all over the Islamic world, and especially from Andalusia. So when the Arabs lost Andalusia, Fez inherited the best craftsmanship from that part. And since, Fez has benefited from that kind of practice, and Fez architecture became famous of its palaces, madrasas and riyads. So, historically speaking, that's why Fez is famous for its culture.
Despite craftsmanship, what about the spiritual side of Fez? There is something special about this city.
Again, historically speaking, Fez has been attracting Sufis from all over the world because of its famous university, Qarawiyyin. So they came to teach or to learn. And some of big name of Sufism, Ibn Arabi, came to Fez, Ibn Khaldun and other Sufis came and settled in Fez and taught and learned from its spiritual side. Fez has got a special energy to it. So it's a city which is completely inward, and Sufism is about an inward experience. It's not an outside thing. It's something it's an experience you live within yourself. Then Fez is the image of that kind of, so if you don't go inside yourself, you're not exploring anything. So everything is inside.
You mentioned in the beginning of our interview that you have an experience with renovating old houses. Can you share with us this experience?
Well, it's about old techniques of building which are pretty lost at the moment from, as we moved into modern way of building. Morocco has completely lost the old techniques, and Fez preserved some of those techniques. So we use them to renovate riyads and madrasas, mosques. And again, within this technique, you can distillate the spiritual side of the artisan, which was actually the main Sufi of Morocco. So the Sufi was mainly someone who works with his hands and doesn't sell his knowledge.